Hey guys, today's video will be kinda serious. It's not gonna be about memes like the best videos, but don't worry, we will be back to that soon. I just wanna mix things up a little so I don't get bored and you guys don't get bored. Today I wanna discuss, can you actually use Blender for architectural work? But before we start, I wanna thank all the wonderful people in the comments in the last video, and I wanna shout out to all these people you're seeing here on the screen for their kind comments. So, why use Blender for architectural work, and why are we gonna talk about that? Mostly because I'm an architect. Believe it or not, I'm an architect. Yes, I actually have a job and I have things to do in my life. But basically, I'm an architect and I use Blender daily in my work alongside other software like Revit and AutoCAD. Blender is a powerful tool, especially with the 2.8 update. It became beginner friendly more than ever. But you gotta take it for what it is. It's just a tool. You can achieve the same results in Blender, in 3D Max, or even in PowerPoint if you like. It's about the knowledge you have, not the tools you use. But if you are working in a studio or in a firm, what forces you to use a program than the other is the workflow of the place. Because rarely one architect works on a project alone from the start to finish. There will be other people working with you in your team or other teams in your architectural team or the structural team or the MEP team, and you're gonna be sharing files on daily basis, and those files will need to be easily edited and easily modified by everyone, not just by you. So I'm gonna discuss why using Blender actually makes sense and actually doesn't make sense. I don't want this video to be long, so maybe I will split it into two different videos. But let's start. When working on an architectural project, there are some phases everyone goes through. I know it kinda varies from one place to the other, but there are some steps everyone follows to lead the optimal results. And where Blender shines is at the start of the project. You can kinda call it the concept phase or the pre-design phase, where there is a lot of trial and error and a lot of free-form work. Mesh modeling becomes powerful and gives you the freedom you need at this stage. But where Blender really starts to fall apart, when you're transitioning from one stage to the other. For an instance, when you're going from the concept phase to the schematic design phase, which is just a fancy word for saying that you're starting to make plans and sections, Blender starts to fall short because at this stage you need precise editing and the ability to quickly change your model. Here, where most people will start to go into Revit, and I don't think that's a problem itself, because Blender isn't supposed to be competing with Revit in any ways. But the phase before that is what makes it really hard to recommend Blender for architectural work, because there is no easy, time efficient way to export your model from Blender to Revit. But if you are using 3D Max, you can kinda export it into AutoCAD format and then use that into Revit. I know, there are add-ons that let me do that and use vector formats with Blender, but those add-ons do a terrible job at this. And when you export a file, it's usually unusable and you can't get any results from it unless you spend 2 hours editing that in AutoCAD, which is contrary to the point I was trying to make anyways. And the same concept applies when you're doing the final visualization and render. And I will have to go back to Revit here because Revit is kinda the industry standard right now. So most architectural work will be done in Revit and most firms will be reusing Revit for their work. And there is no easy way to export your Revit model into Blender and for it to actually be usable. And here most people start going into real-time render engines like Lumion or Twinmotion. And although Blender has Eevee falls short when it's compared to Lumion or Twinmotion. I think Blender has a chance to become a stable and architectural workflow, but only if we get a decent vector files integration and easy real-time texturing and rendering. And once again, I know there are add-ons who can help me do all of this, and probably most of them are free. and I know Blender is free and I shouldn't be complaining. But I know most studios are willing to pay the ridiculous Autodesk fees yearly for a solution that works out of the box and to integrate seamlessly with their ecosystem. And I know that most of these things aren't really Blender's fault. It's actually Autodesk fault. But if Blender is ever gonna be widespread in the field of architecture, it needs to either compete with Autodesk or work nicely with Autodesk format and applications. And all of this, and I haven't even talked about the integration with render engines like Corona and V-Ray with Blender, which is terrible by the way, but I'm gonna talk about that in another video. So, in conclusion, you are a young architect, you're only starting, should you actually learn Blender? And my answer is absolutely yes, you should. Blender, as I said, is a powerful tool and it's free. And the concepts you're gonna learn using Blender will apply later if you're using any software like 3D Max or whatever. Blender is great for freelancers, small studios, people who are just starting with architecture or are just poking around to learn something new. And it's a great learning tool. Plus, you have this wonderful community who is willing to support you and answer most of your questions anytime you want. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And I know most of you have comments and things to say about how I don't understand how architecture works, and that you can do this or you can do that, or Blender is great. I know Blender is great. I use it on daily basis. It's actually my main software. That's why I'm saying all of this. Maybe one of the developers will hear about this and maybe they will try to get it better. I actually don't know, but I hope Blender really gets easier for architectural work. It will make my life a lot easier. And thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe, and see ya.